7 matches in the books, 1 to go here in Week 6 of the USL League One season, and this last chapter might be the most intriguing. North Texas Soccer Club, the reigning champs, searching for their first win in 4 weeks. Union Omaha, the expansion side, looking to remain unbeaten, and it's all presented to you by Advocare. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN Plus this evening, and these teams have already met once this year. It came back on August 1st, Week 3. Union Omaha, their first ever home match, they get the W. It came on this goal from Conway, 74th minute, got the crowd at Werner Park on its feet, and they are looking to add another huge 3 points on the road tonight against the North Texas side that is looking to get back on track. And to help them maybe get back on track, tonight's Chick-fil-A player to watch, Edwin Cerrillo, joins from the MLS FC Dallas side. He made 11 starts in the MLS last year, 7 appearances for North Texas, the 24th FC Dallas homegrown player in history. He will be a much-needed addition to this North Texas side. And now on the other side for Union Omaha, it's an offense that has sputtered out of the gates, hasn't affected the results. They are still unbeaten. But Jay Mims believes this offense is about to get on track. They have been very balanced, 4 players, a goal each, and they have been clicking more in these last couple of weeks. Looks for these guys to try to get them on the score sheet tonight, as again, they look to add another couple of points to their 3rd place standing right now. For Eric Quill and North Texas, a game that coach calls a must-win for the defending champs. For Jay Mims and upstart Union Omaha, a chance to make a statement. Catch it all next, right here on ESPN+.
Think all sports recovery drinks deliver the same hydration? Think again. It's time to make the switch to the low-calorie option that replenishes, with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids to promote optimal hydration and recovery, and a 1-to-1 ratio of sodium to potassium that works to reestablish your electrolyte balance. Plus sequential carbohydrates to provide your body with the fuel it needs to recover from intense exercise. Just add water. That's Advocare Rehydrate. Rethink what you drink.
Hey, Billy, is that your dad's new Camry?
I dig the panoramic moonroof.
Shh. And how's the V6?
And the Android Auto.
Shh. Yes, Billy. How are they?
Grab everyone's attention in the 2020 Camry. Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Camry. Hurry in today.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Injuries can be overcome. Returns can be triumphant. The top of your game is well within reach. From comprehensive care to advanced research, everything you need to rehab, recover, and refuel your performance is in the playbook at Texas Health Sports Medicine.
Joe Malfa back here with you on ESPN+. The United Soccer League, all 47 championship and League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for a 15-second moment of silence as we are all united against racism. And now we take a look at the standings here in USL League One, just updated to reflect the Forward Madison 3-1 victory. Weather delay delayed that one a little bit. I believe it was an hour and a half in the end, but they come away with the victory, and it ties them right now in points with Union Omaha. Also there, South Georgia Tormenta FC, though they've played 3 more games than Omaha and 1 more than Madison. And North Texas there in 8th place with 5 points, looking to join that group with 8 points with the victory here tonight. And this lineup will try to do just that. Presented to you by Advocare. Now, the big one, we highlighted him already, Edwin Cerrillo getting out there again for this North Texas side. And Ronaldo Damas up top, always a threat to score a goal for this North Texas Soccer Club side. On the flip side, for Union Omaha, a team that has been very stout defensively this year, has the 1-0 win in their back pocket against North Texas. They changed their lineup a little bit after the last few games. And again, up top though, Mare, Vandercourt Decker haven't gotten going yet, but tonight might be the night. Jay Mims feels they are poised to strike. Damas on the ball, set to get things started for North Texas. Let the final matchup of Week 6 begin here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. North Texas in their red tops, white bottoms, going from right to left. Omaha in their all whites from left to right. Early hard foul on that right side. Verdi Sosa getting in. Takes down Oscar Romero. Two teams going in opposite directions here in the first few weeks. An Omaha side that has taken the league by storm. 2 wins, 2 draws, still have yet to taste defeat. And again, one of those wins came against North Texas as they turn the ball over. Quick look at the injury report here tonight. Presented to you by Texas Health Sports Medicine. Juan Alvarez, Benny Redzik out for North Texas. None reported for Union Omaha. And Redzik, a big loss right now in this game for this North Texas side. He has been really their best attacking player, even over Ronaldo Damas, who was last year's Golden Boot winner and the number 1 under-20 list player in the USL. Colin Smith with the speed down the right wing. The 16-year-old crosses. Nobody home. Waldeck sends it back in. Dealt with again. Cerrillo from distance. In the back of the net. Oh my goodness. Welcome back from FC Dallas, and way to leave your mark on this one. Not even 2 full minutes into the game. We have had some lasers this week, and this one, the latest to begin its candidacy for USL League One Goal of the Week. There is not a better way to get yourself reacquainted to these North Texas fans than what Edwin Cerrillo just did. Second home game in a row that North Texas got off on the right foot. They scored in the 4th minute of the game. Last time out at home again. They ended up tying 3-3 with New England because they gave the goals right back, and maybe the same here. Vandercourt Decker into the box. Conway got the goal the last time these teams met on his left foot end line. Taken down, no call. We take a look at the Toyota keys to the game, and it's a totally switched game now. North Texas, play to your potential. Well, so far, check that box through 3 minutes. And then for Omaha, Jay Mims, 3 words he gave us this week: discipline, composure, belief. And his team is going to need some belief to get back into this one after allowing that early goal. They have not been used to conceding this year, one of the best defensive teams in the league. And the goal scorer, Cerrillo, on it again now. Tries to spring the speedy Smith. 16-year-old, one of the brightest young stars of many in this North Texas side. Another teenager, Che, on the ball there. Cerrillo, another teenager. Roberts, another teenager. It's a very young, talented side. It's no surprise they won the title last year. They've struggled out of the gates this year, but a heck of a start to this one. Eric Quill, head coach of this North Texas side, challenged his players during the week. Felt they kept shooting themselves in the foot, giving up very young goals, he called it. And gave the other team too much momentum. And this came again after they scored an early goal against New England, and a couple of times they struggled with some youthful moments against Fort Lauderdale in their midweek. But again, they respond. Very early goal. It's the reinforcement that he was so happy to get in Edwin Cerrillo. And now Omaha has to play from behind, something they have not done much this season. They went down for the first time in their midweek game against Forward Madison. Eric Leonard's goal in the 8th minute, but it was a short-lived deficit after Sebastian Contreras scored a penalty kick in the 28th to draw level in a game that finished 1-1. So this team has only played from behind for 20 total minutes this season. It's already been another 3 minutes here. Luis Zamudio's first touch on the ball at the back for North Texas. Carlos Aviles started the last game after Zamudio let in 3 goals at home against New England, including one in which he had a very bad giveaway at the back that led directly to a goal. Eric Quill is going to keep rotating them until one of them takes the job. They're both conceding at will right now, and it's something that he's been disappointed in, and he's confident, though, in their talent to get back on track. It's just a mental thing right now. He remarked about how the coaching staff right now has almost had to act like psychologists as well. Confidence shaken in the early going for this young team. And a turnover here. Mare tried to find Decker. Damas putting Nuhu under some pressure. Puts it a shoulder challenge, no whistle, still fighting with it. And now he is called for the foul very late there. Omaha has not gotten off to the start they hoped. It looks sluggish. North Texas coming out flying. Again, a game that Eric Quill called a must-win. Team answering the bell so far, but one more thing he harped on this week in our phone call was concentrating for the full 90 minutes. It's another major issue they've had with the youth of this team. Rayo draws the foul. Just mental lapses at different parts of the game. Roberts scored a goal in the 4th minute against New England. That game ended up going 1-1, then 2-1 North Texas, 2-2, and then New England took a lead before Alex Bruce was able to equalize in stoppage time for North Texas. That game last week right here at Globe Life Park. They haven't tasted victory since week 2. Their first game of the season. Colin Smith trying to find Damas. Blocked away by Knutson. And that game was on July 25th, so 2 days shy of a month to the day since North Texas last won a game. But with a table so bunched up, all it will take is 3 points here today to vault them into a tie for 3rd. On 8 points with Forward Madison, this Union Omaha squad, and South Georgia Tormenta. Nifty footwork by Roberts, taken down in the end, but cleanly, says tonight's referee Brandon Gardner. Coming into today, through 4 games, Omaha had only conceded 4 goals. Excuse me, 2 goals conceded, 4 goals scored. They only conceded 6 shots on target through those 4 games. So coming in, allowing a half goal per game on average and just 1.5 shots on target. One of the toughest defenses to crack in the league. Jay Mims and squad have prided themselves on that in the early going of their history. Again, just their 5th game as an expansion side. Notice some darker patches on the field. Again, the pitch watered pregame by North Texas. Something they first did ahead of their New England game. Felt it would make the game change a little bit, pick up the speed, pick up the pace. be more appealing on TV as well. After failing to win the possession category last week for the first time in a long time, this North Texas side settling in early here against Omaha, and already the goal in the back pocket. Omaha on the flip side has not been a side that has been eager to hold possession, just 48% combined in their 4 games. Their last time out against Madison was actually the first time they won the possession category this year. But being comfortable without the ball is something they knew they would have to be tonight. That's how it's playing out so far. Pressuring when they can, just like that, and Cerrillo nearly gives it away. A hot night, 95 degrees here in Arlington. Eric Will wasn't sure what Jay Mims would throw at him. They're a team that likes to press and run for 90, but on a bigger field than their home, Orner Park, in this heat. He's curious to see how early and how often they try to press. Hasn't been constant in the first 10 minutes, but they've picked their moments. They take a look at the foul here on the Advocare replay. As again, it's Zoza drawing the ire of Brandon Gardner. Smith just keeps it in, earns the throw. Pair of 16-year-olds on that right flank today in Justin Che and Colin Smith. And Che, the right back. North Texas believes they can pretty much put him anywhere on that back line. Eric Will has been happy with what he's seen on that right side. And with Juan Manuel Alvarez out, that is the place for Che. Nuhu under duress again from Damas. Sounded like that one got deflected. But Waldeck's header steered off course. Able to regain possession though again, Romero. Waldeck tried to get fancy, lost it. As Jay Mims gathers and now gives some instructions to his back line. Zo's the long throw. Chested down by Mare. Down in the corner, last off of Mare. Nice play by Breck Evans. Back into his natural left center back role. Alisson, typically been a midfielder for this North Texas side, is tucked in at right center back next to Breck Evans today. He did play there 4 times in the preseason for this North Texas side, and they have confidence in him in that role. Chippy and physical early again down that side. It's Damas going down this time. Zoza and Alney were there. Offside, Damas came back for that one. North Texas came into the week first in goals with 9, now make it 10. But also first in a stat that you don't want to be. That's goals conceded, a league high 10. Second in shots with 71, second in passes with just about 2,400. So the offense there, the defense not. The opposite for Omaha, defense there, offense struggling. Smith forward for North Texas. Rayo getting into the box now. Can he put in a cross? Fronted by 2 defenders, can't get through them. Villader comes away with it. Mare forced to go back. Roberts supplies the pressure to Contreras. '30-year-old Argentine in space. Contreras Lines Vandercourt Decker. Molina, Zoza. Roberts able to clear. Smith, a shove in the back of Villader. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. As you saw another look there at the Advocare replay, the shove from Smith. And a chance on a set piece now for Omaha. Contreras into the box. Dangerous area, headed on though by one of the big men back there, Breck Evans for North Texas. Headed on, punched over by Zamudio. That one caught him by surprise. And now it sets up a corner kick for Omaha. That one went just about directly over the center of the goal. I'm not sure Omaha knows which side to take this corner from. But a long throw in, flicked on by Mare, and I don't think he was going for a goal there. He was just trying to flick it into a dangerous area for someone maybe at the back post, but almost caught Zamudio napping, and the corner will be taken from the far side. Vandercourt Decker trots out there. Another chance here on the corner. Front post, Zamudio punches. And Romero launches further. Damas again going to give Nuhu some pressure, but this time the goalkeeper doesn't try to get by Damas, boots it to safety. Possession maintained by the Owls. Molina trying to find Mare. Evans seemed confident that that one was going to bounce out, but Mare got onto it. North Texas's ball, though, in the end anyway. Goal kick. Goalkeepers have been rotating again for North Texas. Zamudio has kept the sheet clean through 18. Just one dangerous moment he's had to deal with so far. Cleaning things up at the back. Again, another point of emphasis for Eric Quill in this North Texas side. A league high 10 goals conceded. Smith tracking back. Contact there, it's clean. Now a chance to run in some space. Up to Damas, taken down. Knutson, ball out for a throw. Quill credited Omaha's left side as one of the best left wings in USL League One. And a key matchup against two 16-year-olds on the right side, then conversely for North Texas. Something to watch as the game goes on. They've tried to attack that way, Omaha. As Damas goes down in a heap. Heard a yell in pain. Waldeck in the box, tries to get it forward. Blocked away. Damas still struggling to get to his feet. Up now. Can't handle that pass from Roberts. Damas flicks onto Rayo. Cerrillo, the goal scorer. Don't think they're going to give him any space again if he has the ball anywhere near the box. After the distance he scored from in the second minute. Heavy challenge put in by Rayo. Someone lost his shoe. It's Thomas Roberts. A little stiff arm there by Zoza, but Rayo commits the foul, and as Roberts tried to go in there at the end, you see the shoe come off. Replay brought to you by Advocare. Onto the chest of Mare. Almost catches a boot to the face from Evans. He's not happy. Yelling in the direction of Brandon Gardner. That play was dangerous. Contreras, Mare has a man on the wing. It's Conway. Good challenge put in by Che. Again, some contact that is let go by Gardner. Letting these teams play in the early stages. Good step from Ani. Molina in space. As the overlapping run from Zoza, he uses him. Zoza, the cross, dangerous area. Cleared away. Low, hard ball into the box. Always tough for a goalkeeper to deal with, but Zamudio does just that on the Advocare replay. Jay Mims looks on, hoping his team can get that goal back that they conceded in the second minute. Heavy challenge there. Gardner lets it go, plays advantage. He did recognize it. Rayo taken down. Both times it was JP Skiers. First, the heavy challenge on Romero. Then a tactical foul. As Rayo was trying to run free. Another look at this one on the Advocare replay. Came in very heavy there. Not sure whether Gardner gets him for the yellow for the initial contact or that one. But either way, he's the first man in the book. Oscar Romero stands over it. Chips it in towards the back post. Evans on top of the goal. Nuhu rushing to get it back in play. Sees something up that left flank. Sends it high into the Arlington sky. It's headed on by Rayo and fielded easily by Zamudio. Physical play continues. Vandercourt Decker, a late shove there on Waldeck, and he's going to go in the book as well. That's 2 now for Omaha. "17 fouls committed by the Owls the last time these teams met. Look at the Advocare replay, a shove and then a kick from Vandercourt Decker. Already 7 fouls against Omaha this time. Mare's been active up top so far. Another run to the corner. 2 players over there. Looked physical. Waldeck wins it for North Texas. It's going to be a goal kick incoming. "22-year-old Las Vegas, Nevada native Luis Zamudio gets it back into play. Another foul. This is the 3rd on Zoza, and that one's going to elicit the card. And you can see right there, Gardner counting 1, 2, 3, and that gets you in the book. Advocare replay shows that 3rd foul, and now that's the 3rd card for Omaha. So they have to be very careful here. A third of their outfield players on a yellow. Down a goal. You can't afford to go down a man as well. The game that has already looked so different from the first time these two teams met. The Warner Park field, the bare minimum size that you need. This one, the maximum size. And the space proving to be useful for North Texas, and Roberts earns a free kick. He scored a free kick from just about the same spot on the field last week. Imagine he'll be standing over this one as well. Takes on Knudsen, and he went right for the body, the defender. Cerrillo has the laser goal from the second minute. Roberts had a free kick goal from just about the same spot on the field last week. Those two stand over it. Evans comes in, it looked like just to play peacemaker there as Contreras and Roberts were going at it. 3 North Texas players stand over it. 6 in the wall for Omaha. Roberts, Romero, Cerrillo. It's Romero. Might have taken a slight touch off the bottom of the wall, and Nuhu, no trouble there. And after the first couple of times that he tried playing with the ball with his feet, and Damas was there to pressure, Nuhu again just boots that one, not taking any chances. Possession 63% right now in favor of North Texas. Playing their game. And they're through 25 minutes so far without any mental lapses just quite yet. That has been the thing that has plagued them so far through 5 weeks. Every game you could point to a youthful mistake, says Eric Quill, that led to at least 1 goal. A couple of games where it was responsible for multiple. Damas again flying in. If it wasn't already evidently obvious through 26 minutes, Rashid Nuhu is not going to have time on the ball tonight with Damas flying in. Contreras, the calming presence in this midfield for Omaha. Weaved through, couldn't find that connecting ball. Conway and Mare. Can't complete the give and go. They try again from the back. Zoza on a yellow. Finds Molina and gets it back. Flicked on. Conway there. Puts Amudio confidently off the line. Che did a good job shielding off Conway. Again, the goal scorer the last time these two teams met. Try again over the top. Vanacore Decker this time. Omaha very direct in the first half hour of this matchup. Whipped in, dangerous low ball. Evans doesn't get all of it, but his teammates there to help him out. Roberts wasn't with the squad for their midweek. Gets the start tonight. Works with Romero on the left flank, and now just goes back. Jay Mims mentioned all 4 games have looked very different so far for Omaha based on the opponents and the location, and finally some familiar faces as they go up against North Texas in the 3rd rematch of the season overall in USL League One. This was the first week where we saw repeat opponents. And that familiarity for Jay Mims, something the team was happy to see this week. But even so, a totally different matchup in the heat on a bigger field. Waldeck uses Romero. Souza had to be careful already on the yellow. Sends it out for a throw. We've seen Waldeck launch into the box a couple times this year. But he'll just go quick and short this time, get it right back. Nice job to hurdle Molina there. Put the ball in, not up to snuff. Approaching the hydration break. here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. The goal early, second minute. Edwin Cerrillo just joining the team from the MLS FC Dallas side this week. Already leaving his mark, and this out for a goal kick. And before Nuhu can rush to get it in, Brendan Gardner will send them to the benches for the hydration break. A lot to talk over for J. Mims and Omaha. Off to a slow start, led in the early goal, and it's been North Texas controlling things. Take a look now at the upcoming schedules for both teams. We're going to start with North Texas. Upcoming schedule brought to you by MoneyGram. They've had a few home games to start this season. They haven't taken full advantage of the point column, and now they have to go 4 out of the next 5 on the road, starting with a Forward Madison team that they could be tied with for 8 points at the end of the night. Then they go south to OCB, west to Tucson before hosting Tucson, and then going at first place currently Greenville Triumph all the way in September, a month from now. For Omaha, they host Tucson. They've met up already once this season, and then they host an OCB side that struggled today. They go on the road against South Georgia, and you notice verse, at verse. They've been the opposite of North Texas. They started with a lot of road games, and they have a lot of home games coming up at Warner Park. Take a look now back at that goal scored by Edwin Cerrillo in the second minute of this game. That is the difference right now, a 1-0 lead for North Texas. Smith started the play down the wing, and ultimately the ball finds its way to Cerrillo. Ball that cross, headed away. Just pulls up all the way about 15 yards outside of the box, and Rashid Nuhu did everything he could, but that laser beam. One more look at it. Edwin Cerrillo. It's going to be a very tough week. I don't know how you decide what the goal of the week is. For Chattanooga in that game, it was Luca Meyer of South Georgia Tormenta FC, who actually almost a carbon copy to that goal we just saw from Cerrillo. About the same spot on the field, going in the same direction, found the same corner. So Luca Meyer of Tormenta and Edwin Cerrillo with near identical goals. They'll be in the running. Noah Pilato for Greenville Triumph. A volley in the box that hit off the post and went in. Tough call this week for USL League One goal of the week. And this North Texas side very happy that Cerrillo made his own entry because it gives them the early lead to work with. Both coaches have been fond of the hydration breaks as it gives their teams a chance to regroup before halftime. Now both are self-proclaimed purists and not necessarily sure they want to see it continue beyond the season. They understand why it's there this year, and they'll make the most of it while they have it. In our call this week, Eric Quill said that his team also needed to play more mature, play with more of an edge. Curious to know what he might have said in that hydration break, if he's happy with what he saw and if his team answered the bell from their discussions during the week. So they had a lot of honest, tough conversations. Reigning champions, just 5 points through 5 games. Surprise loss in the middle of the week against Fort Lauderdale. 2 draws at home, a win at home as well. Very disappointed to only take 5 points out of those first 5 games, and it was the same story in most of them. Again, going up early, youthful mistakes late and throughout, and have cost them very precious points in this shortened 16-game USL League One season, in which only the top 2 out of 11 will make the title game on Halloween. Roberts and Contreras come together. Now Omaha looks to attack down the right flank. Molina's been on it a lot tonight on that right side. Souza trying to play inside. Vandercourt Decker couldn't hold on to it, and now looks like that came off the hand of Vandercourt Decker. It'll go North Texas's way as the captain, Breck Evans, puts it into play quickly. 20-year-old out of Santa Monica, California. Loaned back to North Texas from Austin Bold. Still a long way to go in this one, but Eric Quill probably happy with what he's seen out of his center back pairing. Ali Sohn and Breck Evans working together for the first time back there in the regular season. Jay Mims with the assist there, trying to make Molina go quickly, but he slows it down and goes laterally instead of forward. Surging ball in, Vandercourt Decker. Allison there to shield it off. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for North Texas Soccer Club and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus get reminders on their next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Smith goes down between two white jerseys cleanly. Viadair comes away with it. And now it's Auni who picks his head up, tries to find a man down the wing, but ball floats out too far. Conway can't get to it. Roberts turns into some space. Getting the run on the wing from Che. Forced back by Viadair. Again, that matchup, the key that was highlighted this week from Eric Quill. North Texas's right wing against Omaha's left wing. So far, it's been pretty much a stalemate down that side. Surging ball in. And Nuhu able to handle it after the deflection from Knudsen. Rolls it short. Souza can't handle that one. Had the time and the space, but poor touch gives it back. Romero and Waldeck try to play out of the corner. And the left back gives it away. Tried to get fancy, chip it into Rayo. Springs something the other way. Conway on his left foot into the box. Looks over the shoulder to see who he has with him and earns the throw on the back heel flick off of Cerrillo. Skiers, one of the three Owls in the book right now with a yellow card. Vandercourt Decker and Zoza the other two. Ball sent in, top of the box, nobody making that trailing run. Vandercourt Decker got out in front of it. Knudsen deals with the long ball the other way as Damas was barreling in. He wins possession from Zoza. A couple of giveaways now from Zoza. Smith, past Knudsen. Auni is back there to help as well. Smith still with it, and Auni slides in. Last off white jersey, I believe. And it's going to be the first corner of the game for North Texas, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Take a closer look at that one now on the Advocare replay. Smith did well to burn by Knutson. And Awney there did get the last touch with the right foot. Roberts floats it in near the penalty spot. Alisson, ball loose. Whistle blows. Foul call on Alisson as he collided with Nuhu, but Smith was there if the whistle didn't blow to possibly poke that one home. Take a closer look again on the Advocare replay. They collide there. Whistle was maybe a little late, and actually before Smith could even turn and try to fire. Sent over the goal. Tight defense back there from Omaha. Again, looking more like themselves as this game has exited the hydration break. J. Mims got them straight in that little huddle on the sideline. Contreras floats it in. Center of the box, headed towards goal, and Zamudio there to make the save. Breck Evans shouting at his teammates. Just a few minutes from halftime. North Texas does not want to have that youthful lapse and fall asleep here. Would erase all the good they've done in this first half. Early goal, second minute. Edwin Cerrillo the difference again right now. Vandercourt Decker. Switch of the field. A lot of space for Zoza. Inside to Skeers, under pressure from Roberts. Knutson picks his head up. No longer outlets for him, so he just lays it off to Contreras, who does find an outlet down the left flank. Into the box now, flicked on by Evans. He's been big tonight in the middle for North Texas. Looking more like the Breck Evans we saw last year. That helped them to a championship. Molina sends the ball in. Evans again there. J. Mims called this North Texas team the most talented team in USL League One, and in his opinion, actually one of the most talented teams in all of USL Championship included. He figured they would get back on track at some point after the slow start. He just hoped it wouldn't be against them tonight. Through 43, North Texas looking a bit more like themselves. Conway can't direct that one properly. Seemed like he was looking to play back to Villader. Long ball in now for Damas. Chips it over Nuhu on his right foot towards goal, trickling wide. I don't think he realized it, but he had time to take a touch, go towards goal. Another look on the Advocare replay. Nuhu very aggressive, colliding with his own defender. And yes, Awney was there, but Damas had time to take a touch, get it on his left foot, pick out a corner with only Awney back there. Omaha fortunate not to be down 2 as they near the break. Zoza scoops it in over the head of Mare. Shea fighting for it, now Mare with it. On the right foot, took a deflection, easy for Zamudio. Long punt from Zamudio. Nearly catches Smith in stride. As we are into stoppage time here. Send it to you by Advocare. 3 minutes. Rayo puts in a high boot and will get whistled. Two shots on target for both sides. 2 shots total for Omaha. 3 for North Texas. Neither side has really had too many good chances. Just the incredible finish from Cerrillo right now, the difference. Contreras tried to pick out that pass, slotting it through Tamare. Cut out at the last moment. Now Cerrillo arches forward again, earns the throw. Yeah, they are not happy. Did look like it came last off of Cerrillo. Bad giveaway at the back. Evans too long for Waldeck. Little moments like that, which Eric Quill wants this team to eradicate. Evans heads it towards the middle here, almost gives it away. Minute 15 left of the stoppage time awarded. Cheeky little flick on by Conway, but it can't get past Che. Waldeck heads that away in front of Molina. Volley! That would have been another spectacular finish if it was directed towards frame. And of course, Decker, well, he, I guess, knows that it's a tough competition this week for goal of the week. Did not hit that one well at all. Had visions of something grand. And as Zamudio gets set to put it back into play, we are moments away from that halftime whistle. Damas takes it down, maybe one more chance in the half here for North Texas, but that blocked by Knutson and booted away. They don't look to be in any hurry. And on that ball up the field, we head to halftime. North Texas 1, Omaha 0 on an incredible finish from Edwin Cerrillo back in the 2nd minute. Ronaldo Damas had a chance of his own for North Texas. A side that is looking more like their side that they want to look like from last year through the first half today. Still 45 more to go for them to keep it up. Omaha a chance to get back into it, of course. And we'll be back here in a few moments on the Toyota Halftime Show with a look around highlights of this loaded USL League One Week 6. 8 games. This is the 8th, 7 already in the books, and plenty of highlights to go over in a few moments right here on ESPN+.
Think all sports recovery drinks deliver the same hydration? Think again. It's time to make the switch to the low-calorie option that replenishes, with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids to promote optimal hydration and recovery, and a 1-to-1 ratio of sodium to potassium that works to reestablish your electrolyte balance. Plus, sequential carbohydrates to provide your body with the fuel it needs to recover from intense exercise. Just add water. That's Advocare Rehydrate. Rethink what you drink.
Our tradition for my football team is we dress up, shirt and tie. I had a tie, but I didn't know how to tie it. Usually I would have my dad help me, but he was deployed. I'm thinking, don't worry about it. My grandma should know.
He says, can you tie a tie? And I'm like, no. But we're on our way to Chick-fil-A.
I recognize them because they came into our store so much. Miss Bertha and Mr. Terrence, I'm like, of course, I'll help them out and show them how to tie a tie.
It wasn't just the tie, it's what was in your heart.
It's my pleasure. Doing good, man. You got it.
Okay, so maybe we're new to home improvement, but we're determined. We got an insider tip on the ultimate flooring destination. Whoa, Floor & Decor is amazing. Look at us. We're shopping alongside real-life designers and contractors. I love this tile. And this one. And these prices? Look at this. Durable and water-resistant. We should do the kitchen next. Oh yeah, we found where the pros go. Now we're unstoppable.
Explore Floor & Decor in person or online at flooranddecor.com.
Why do we celebrate? Because we know this achievement isn't just for us. It's for our team, our family, and our future. It's for that final moment when we know we've defied the odds and put our future into our own hands. As the official education partner of Major League Soccer, SNHU helps players, staff, and fans achieve their goals. Your celebration starts here. Visit snhu.edu.
Joe Malfa here with you on the Toyota Halftime Show. 1-0 North Texas at the half, and now we take a moment to look back at the 7 previous games we've already seen here in Week 6 of the USL League One season. We take a look back at Wednesday. This Omaha side, their first game of the week. They went down for the first time this season on the 8th-minute goal from Eric Leonard, but they didn't play from behind for too long. Just 20 minutes later from the penalty mark, Sebastian Contreras with a cheeky finish. This game would go on to finish 1-1 in a game that didn't see much action in the second half. After a late red card, Omaha had a couple of opportunities, but they end up coming away with just a 1 point that now leaves them actually tied with 8 with that Madison side. From there, we go to Friday night, New England, Richmond, and a Richmond kicker side that has been very hot early on. They go on to get this victory. Emiliano Terzaghi opened up the scoring. He continues to be hot this season, up near the top of the Golden Boot race with 4. That lead in the second half wouldn't last too long. Mael Malongo with this curling finish towards the back post. Again, we said it was a great week of goals here in USL League One. That another one of them. But then one of the best passes of the week. In Antley, back post, Riley Kraft slides, puts it in, and gives Richmond the win. They right now are in second place, sole possession. Omaha in this game as the second half goes along could jump them with 3 points, but for now, it's Richmond and Greenville in those top 2 spots. South Georgia Tormenta, good to see John Miller-Racy and staff back on sideline after the players had to coach themselves on the road against Madison after precautionary quarantine. He wasn't happy with what he saw early. Greg Hurst finds the back of the net. 5th goal of the season, tied right now at the top of the Golden Boot race. But a great, improbable, incredible comeback. Starts here late with a penalty from Micheletto. And I keep mentioning it, goal of the week, you're going to have a tough vote this week. Almost identical to what we saw from Cerrillo here. Luca Meyer, oh my goodness, top corner, laser beam. Alex Mangles can't do anything about it. Spoils the return of Stephen Beatty, you see there for Chattanooga. Victory for Tormenta, they stay alive in the standings. And then last night, Greenville, first place. They continue to just chug along with 1-0 victories, and this was no different. And that one was beautiful. Noah Pilato, the volley, slices in off the post. Gets the victory for a Greenville side that is distancing themselves right now from the field. And it wouldn't be a Greenville highlight without a great Dallas J save, last year's goalkeeper of the year. Preserve the win for John Harkes and crew. Now we take a look at the scoreboard presented to you by WinStar. I mentioned it was a loaded week, and one that you don't see here was the first matchup that we saw this week. Loaded bit of action in USL League One. And we will be back in a few moments here on the Toyota Halftime Show with more of a look around the USL.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. Champus, the U.S. Soccer has recently instituted the Play On campaign. Try and explain what this looks like in the grassroots communities around the country all the way to the professional level.
Yeah, Mike, I think it starts first and foremost with each of our stakeholders, whether you're a club, a coach, a parent, a player. It starts with setting a tone. It starts with setting a culture. And really setting realistic expectations, understanding that COVID is a virus is going to be with us for an unknown amount of time. The guidelines are very basic and fundamental. What Play On has really created is a single voice and something that all of us can point to as a safe and responsible way that our kids can develop, continue to play the sport, can come together in a very responsible way under the guidance of local, state, and national guidelines that really can be one that highlights our sport across the country and in the world. And Play On has demonstrated, I think, over the last 2 months, a very consistent message, and that hasn't changed.
Dr. George Champus, Chief Medical Officer for U.S. Soccer, thank you for not only your time now, but also the work you and healthcare heroes around the country have done over the past months.
Toyota Halftime Show continues. Joe Malfa still here with you on ESPN+. Look now around USL with some news and notes from the week that was. The Golden Boot race heats up. Greg Hurst, Ricky Lopez, Espin, 5 goals apiece right now at the top of the standings. And you can catch more USL action on Sirius XM Radio. New deal that was inked that will include the League One final on Halloween. And this past week's Player of the Week, Don Smart, with a goal, 2 assists. He's on that Team of the Week, obviously, as well. You see a couple of North Texas players you see tonight in the mix. And Emiliano Terzaghi near the top of that Golden Boot race that we just mentioned as well. 4 goals for him. Those guys highlight the Week 5 USL League One Team of the Week. And the power rankings, well, they shift a bit. We'll actually go to the upcoming schedule, presented to you by MoneyGram. It was a loaded week this past week, and it's another big week in USL League One. Busy week for New England. They've got 2. And this Omaha side will end next week at home against FC Tucson. And now we'll take one more look at the USL League One standings. Greenville with 16, nice cushion up top, still undefeated. Richmond Kickers have 10 points, and then 4 potentially, if these results hold, tied with 8. But still plenty of action still to come here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Back in a few moments with highlights and stats here on the Toyota Halftime Show.
Think all sports recovery drinks deliver the same hydration? Think again. It's time to make the switch to the low-calorie option that replenishes, with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids to promote optimal hydration and recovery, and a 1-to-1 ratio of sodium to potassium that works to reestablish your electrolyte balance. Plus sequential carbohydrates to provide your body with the fuel it needs to recover from intense exercise. Just add water. That's Advocare Rehydrate. Rethink what you drink.
Is that your dad's new Camry?
I dig the panoramic moonroof.
And how's the V6?
And the Android Auto.
Shh. Yes, Billy. How are they?
Grab everyone's attention in the 2020 Camry. Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Camry. Hurry in today.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
can be overcome. Returns can be triumphant. The top of your game is well within reach. From comprehensive care to advanced research, everything you need to rehab, recover, and refuel your performance is in the playbook at Texas Health Sports Medicine.
So a halftime show continues, and we take a look at the first half highlights here between North Texas and Union Omaha. Joe Malp still here with you, and it all started very early. This is the goal sequence that led to the Edwin Cerrillo goal. It started with Smith coming down the wing. Then after the ball was put back in by Waldeck, headed away to Cerrillo, he just picked his head up, put it to goal, and beats Rashid Nuhu. Take another look at the sequence. The highlights brought to you by Advocare. Headed away by Knutson. Cerrillo makes no mistake, picks out that corner for the lightning bolt. This was really the best chance of the half for Omaha, and it caught Zamudio by surprise. Mari was just trying to flick that one on, and acrobatic punch over the top. Half had a couple of more chances in it for North Texas. And Omaha down the wing through Molina, and Zoza put this dangerous ball in that troubled Zamudio, but he had Shea, the back post there, to send it away. Colin Smith looks long for Ronaldo Damas. This was the last really good chance of the half. He had more time to get past Auni, but just tried to one-touch it towards goal, and it goes wide. And we are back here at Globe Life Park, awaiting the players to begin the second half of action. 4 shots apiece, 2 on target for North Texas, 3 on target for Omaha. Very physical game early on. 11 fouls conceded by Omaha. Just 6 from North Texas. Eric Quill remarked that this Omaha side likes to play physical. He said that when they did their film study of the first matchup, he counted over 40 slide tackle attempts that they put in. And he wasn't sure how Omaha's game would translate to the bigger field here. Again, a smaller pitch there for them at home at Werner Park. Now here at Globe Life Park, the maximum field size you could have on this brand new turf. Eric Quill, who has been dead set against turf in the past, actually loves. He thinks it's the best turf you could possibly have, as close to grass as you can get. Players can't even tell the difference, and they really enjoy playing in this new revitalized stadium that used to be home of the Texas Rangers. He was curious to see how Omaha would come out. Would they press as much as they have typically so far this season on the bigger field in the heat? And they did press. They were just more selective with it, it seemed. Sitting in more of a mid-block for most of the time and pressing when they could. Pressure nearly sprung a couple of opportunities for them, but North Texas did well at the back. Brandon Gardner checks his watch, gets it set. Maury gets it into play, underway here in the second half. Ball flicked on towards Vanacore Decker and sent away. The Adair gets it into Conway. Omaha in their all whites now going from right to left. Red tops, white bottoms for North Texas. And an early foul committed that will give Omaha a chance for the set piece. Sebastian Contreras looking to put a ball in. That could level this one. Dangerous ball, back post. Conway tries to get to it, clobbered by Che, who came across and cleared it. Conway down hurt, holding his face. Conway up and walking it off now. Perfect ball put in by Contreras to a danger area at the back post. Knutson looks like he is rearing up for a long throw. We saw one already that Mare put on goal, but this one headed away. Omaha still looking for that moment that will get the people at Epoca Cantina at the watch party in Omaha on their feet. Roberts pressing forward now for North Texas. Zosa's pass intercepted. Turned the ball over a couple of times in the first half, does so again. Che into the box. Rayo looks to bring it down, and it's dealt with by that Omaha back line. Smith whips it in, back post, nobody there. Romero looks for Smith, collides with Nuhu, ball loose, cleared by Skiers. And a chance to run for Omaha, but Vanacore Decker loses the foot race with Che. Again, both sides had 4 shots in the first half. It's part of your Chase halftime stats. And the first dangerous opportunities going forward of the second half go to North Texas. They will now settle into their possession game at nearly 60% in the first half. Rio sends long, trying to find the speedy Smith. He gets Villader off the ball in space, does it cleanly. Into the box, couple of step overs on his right foot, and great slide tackle put in by Skiers. Forces a corner kick here, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. The first of the second half, second of the game for North Texas. Roberts and Romero conspiring over this one in the corner. Now Romero will just leave it for Roberts alone. Whipped in, dangerous area, headed on goal. Nuhu makes the save. Damas tries to kick it from Nuhu, and Nuhu punches him in the back of the head. Gardner reaching for the back pocket. That red card's coming out. And Nuhu, he is going to be gone. Omaha trying to form a wall in front of Nuhu, but that red is coming. And for the rest of this game, Omaha down a man, their goalkeeper gone. Damas came in late to try to poke that ball from Nuhu, who already had it. And then Nuhu just came up and punched him in the back of the head. I'm not sure what he's arguing. He punched him in the back of the head, and it was right in front of Brandon Gardner. And that'll be it for tonight for Rashid Nuhu. Now Jay Mims has a decision to make as far as which outfield player he's going to sub out to get a new goalkeeper on. We take another look at the Advocare replay. Headed in, great save by Nuhu first. Damas tries to poke it away there. No need for that, and then Nuhu just comes in and gives him a jab in the back of the head. That hand already in the pocket there from Gardner. He was right there, saw the whole thing. Sam Howard, the goalkeeper on the bench tonight for Omaha. He will have to get ready to come in, and again, just have to see which outfield player Jay Mims will sub off. And I'm being told after that exchange, Ronaldo Damas also sent off with a red card. Wild sequence here in North Texas. As part of that melee, Damas sent off as well. So both teams will be playing the rest of this game with 10 men. And Omaha will be forced to make a sub here to get the goalkeeper on, Sam Howard. That's the delay right now. The field player coming out will be Juan Ignacio Mare, the forward who's been busy up top tonight for Omaha. And Howard will come in. Factoring in stoppage time, which will have a few extra minutes now after this lengthy delay. Got about 42 minutes left in this one. Both down to 10 men. Nuhu the red card for Omaha. Ronaldo Damas the red card for North Texas. And we take another look back at it on the Advocare replay that set this whole chain of events in motion. Saved by Nuhu. Damas comes in to kick the ball while it's in Nuhu's hands. There's the punch. And then Damas ultimately sent off in the end as well. Back to the actual action now. Again, playing 10 aside. Neither team has a leg up on the other. Still at even strength, if you will, but not full strength. North Texas still with the 1-goal lead. Conway pressuring Alisson there. And you wonder how this will affect both sides now, emotionally, mentally. Which side will be able to move on from it the quickest and get refocused on the match at hand. Again, a big one. North Texas, if they could get the 3 points, move into a tie for third with Madison, Tormenta, and this Omaha side. The win for Omaha puts them in second, a point ahead of Richmond, 5 back of Greenville. Conway tried to steal a possession there very clearly. Passed out on Omaha. Tried to pop up quickly. I hope nothing was said, but possession goes to North Texas, and Cerrillo sprays it out to the left side. Waldeck sprinting out onto it in space. Cerrillo's goal, the difference right now, that came all the way back in the second minute. And a foul here goes against Waldeck. Romero shown the yellow card. Waldeck wanted to run through that back there, but foul called late and yellow card awarded to Oscar Romero. That book, a lot of entries in it right now for Brandon Gardner. Red for Damas, red for Nuhu. So 1 red aside, teams playing 10v10. 3 yellow cards still out on the field for Omaha. Vanacore Decker, Skiers, and Zoza. And the 1 yellow card now for Romero with North Texas. Conway throws in quickly. Contreras turns. Che all over him. Advantage played. Didn't materialize enough, and now Gardner brings it back for the foul. This game has taken on a completely new identity in the last 7 to 8 minutes. Wide open, free-flowing game much of the first half, not too many stoppages. And now it's just been whistle after whistle here in the second half. Contreras plays quickly. Villadare gets it in. Taken down by Ani. Decker can't get a cross in off the back of Rayo. Discipline, composure, belief, the three things Jay Mims said were the keys to the game for his side. And again, they still need that belief right now. The discipline and composure, they've been sporadic, and they lost the discipline and the composure in that exchange that yielded the red cards. But have to settle back into it now. Still have a goal to chase. Finally now, in the last minute or so, taking back the form that it had before the red card, dueling red card incident. That's all. Ronaldo Damas for North Texas and Rashid Nuhu for Omaha sent off. North Texas playing their possession game. So far, as we approach the hour mark, they've been able to avoid that one mistake that Eric Quill has said has been their fatal flaw this year. Just a young, youthful mishap, momentary lapse of focus. His team, he says, is yet to play a full 90 without one. Nearing the hour mark here, sent in, Smith can't get a foot to it, and Villadare did. First action of the night for Sam Howard, the 27-year-old out of Tacoma Park, Maryland. Spent the last 2 seasons with Fresno FC, made just 2 Open Cup appearances with them. And before that, 68 appearances in the second division of Sweden, where he had a record of 48, 15, and 5 for IFK Amal. Zoza sends it in. Conway heads it on frame. Zamudio makes a save. Zamudio's been active. Hasn't had to do with anything too crazy, but Omaha's kept him on his toes. 4th save of the match he's had to make on the 5th shot he's seen. Five shots, 4 on target for Omaha, 5 shots, 3 on target for North Texas. Coach Quill has wanted his team to start making more of their possession, being more judicious, more efficient, getting those shots off. Zoza again down that right side. On his left foot, sends it towards goal. Zamudio again, not too hard, but active. Omaha getting closer and closer to goal here in the second half. Roberts looks long. Howard misjudges it, but no red jersey there, and he'll take it easily. Rashid Nuhu has played every minute of the season so far for Omaha before that red card. Jay Mims has made note of all the competitions around the field for playing time. Goalkeeper being one of them. Nuhu, the victor, and at least for the rest of this one and next week, after the red card suspension, he will have to go elsewhere in goal, likely to that man Sam Howard, who has been neck and neck with Nuhu. 8 players have started all 4 games leading up to today for Omaha, but Mims believes the competition is still hot for every position. Just because 8 guys have started all 4 times doesn't mean there's a wide margin between them and the players that are on their heels at those respective positions. Knutson takes the throw towards goal, headed upwards by Ani. Contreras on the right foot, thinks about going for goal. It's blocked. Again, teams playing 10 aside. You'll notice in the attack, no Ronaldo Damas for North Texas. He was sent off. Goalkeeper Rashid Nuhu sent off for Omaha. That was back in the 50th minute. Nice turn there by Vanacore Decker, but Alisson there to thwart that attack. He has looked very comfortable in that center back role, playing it for the first time in the regular season after playing it a few times during the preseason. Still over a half an hour left, factoring in stoppage time in this one. But Eric Quill has to be happy with what he's seen out of this center back tandem. Lamar Batista sent to the bench. Had some issues tactically, according to Quill. Breck Evans is finding his way more now after a long layoff. And he and Alisson look very comfortable together. Roberts draws the foul, weaving through the white jerseys. He was on a minutes restriction last time he was out there for North Texas. We didn't get the exact number on that, but he was lifted in the 73rd minute. So do with that information what you will. Might be nearing another mark for him to be subbed off as we approach that 70th minute again. Under pressure from Smith, Viadair plays back, and Howard just gets rid of it. Looks like a substitution is in the works on the bench for North Texas. Alex Bruce made his way over to the fourth official. Sub won't happen yet. And here it comes. Oscar Romero coming out, Alex Bruce coming in. And the substitution brought to you by THR. Las Vegas takes center stage August 25th when Lights FC takes on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Looking to maintain the pace set in Group B, both Las Vegas Lights FC and Orange County SC face a must-win on the national stage. Don't miss the drama unfold. August 25th, 10 p.m., ESPN Deportes. Contreras picks out a nice through ball towards Vanacore Decker, but Alisson again strong at the back for North Texas. This North Texas side had clean sheets in half of their games last year. Haven't had that same defensive success this year. Again, came in 10 goals conceded, tied for the most in the league. But an hour and 5 minutes into a clean sheet right now. So they've had issues with conceding late at home. Conceded after the 80th against Chattanooga for a draw. Conceded about 10 minutes earlier than that against New England, though they were able to pull level with their own stoppage time goal to tie that one up at 3. A win and 2 draws at home, 2 losses on the road for this North Texas side so far this season. Match number 6 of their title defense. But for a team that won the title last year, so much turnover. And it Academy side that sold players, had players go up to the MLS FC Dallas side. But one of the best young academies in the MLS. More and more talent just keeps getting funneled through. Eight players in the starting lineup tonight, age 20 or younger for the North Texas side. And a few with MLS experience. Side that is playing with 10 men, as is Omaha. Nuhu, the goalkeeper, the red card for Omaha. Damas, the striker for North Texas. And again, a reminder that 3 players playing with yellows right now for Omaha as they look to make sure they don't fall down to 9 men. Anacor Decker, Skierce, and Zoza, the 3 yellows. North Texas subbed off their lone yellow a moment ago as Romero gave way for Bruce. Smith and Shea, 16-year-old pairing on the right wing. Holding up so far in the matchup that Coach Quill highlighted. Said Omaha had the best left wing in USL League One. A chance tonight for his right side to grow up a bit. Face a really tough challenge, and they've been up to the task. The lone goal for North Texas, again, it was the screamer from Cerrillo. It didn't necessarily come from the right side, but it was a delivery from Smith that sprung the attack that then came out to Cerrillo. He attacks again here, sends it backside, but nobody there. Both teams still 4 substitutions at their disposal as we approach the second half water break. Whistle was blown, but play does continue. Zoza has really forced the issue on that right wing for Omaha. He's yielded a couple of good moments that have sprung some attacks, but has had his fair share of turnovers, and now the other way, it's Bruce. Smith gets by his first man on his left foot. Tries to find Shea, he does, end line. Before a foot can be put to it by Rayo at the back post. It's cleared by Zoza. Shea tracking back, takes the man down. Conway. 2 substitutions incoming for Omaha as another man goes in the book. That was Shea. Another look at the Advocare replay. In transition, Shea knocks down his man Conway. Seventh entry into the Brandon Gardner book that is becoming more of a novel this evening. Christian Molina out, Elma Enfor in. And Jake Kroll enters the match as well. Evan Conway, who just drew that foul, coming out. All substitutions this evening are brought to you by THR. Kroll's first bit of action. Elma Enfor's first bit of action. Vandercourt Decker can't find the space in the box. Alisson Dipping back into his midfield bag of tricks, coming up from a center back spot, but now he's caught out. Back line there, though, to bail him out. Turnover. But again, strong at the back is Knutson. Quickly turns into attack the other way. Elma Enfor into space. Taken down hard. Alisson gets that heavy challenge in. Make that 8 names in the book. Two members now of that North Texas back line on yellows as this game goes on. Another look at that tackle on the Advocare replay. Lead foot came in, got only leg, no ball. And another dangerous set piece opportunity here for Omaha. Just over a quarter hour remaining. They've yet to find the back of the net. Only 4 goals in 4 games this season. It's something they've struggled to do. They've only scored in 3 of their games. The first was a 0-0 draw against New England. Roberts was still being tended to. Can they make the most of this opportunity? Whipped in low, flick towards goal. Who was it off of last? Alex Bruce. It'll be a corner for Omaha. Set piece opportunities tonight for Omaha. They've been good service, but on the back end, just not threatening Zamudio enough. The corner kick sent in, headed towards goal, and that one does beat Zamudio. It's J.P. Skeers. Quarter hour remaining, and we're knotted up at 1. Advocare replay. Skeers rises high, gets it past Zamudio. Now in this business, we talk about the broadcasters jinx negatively for teams. Maybe that one was a positive jinx. Just as I was saying, the deliveries have been there, the finishes have not. They get a finish off the corner kick. And that takes them into the hydration break, flying high, the Owls. All knotted up at 1. It wasn't necessarily that youthful mistake that has cost North Texas time and time again this year. They fall asleep at the back on a corner. J.P. Skeers makes them pay. The 22-year-old out of Arizona. First team All-Ivy League last year as a senior at Cornell. And now gets on the score sheet for Omaha. Take one more look at this one. Perfect delivery in. Lansing header, gets past Zamudio. Looked like Zamudio wanted to come out and almost punch that one with how far off the line he was, and as he came out, it just left a wide open area for Skeers to head it home. Quarter hour remaining, 2 teams playing at 10 men aside. Go all the way back to the first goal of the game on the Advocare replay. Edwin Cerrillo, very different than the goal that was just scored by Skeers. A header in front, a laser beam from about 38 out. That got us going. North Texas had hoped that one would hold up. J.P. Skeers and Omaha had other ideas. And this was the sequence with the red cards. Damas comes in to poke the ball there, and then a jab with the left hand from Nuhu. Immediately you see there Brendan Gardner rushing in, flipping open the Velcro of that back pocket to reach for the red card. Whose teammates tried to form a little wall in front of him, thinking that might change the mind of Brandon Garner, but the result holds. Red card issued to both Nuhu and Damas. We've been playing with 10 men since the 51st minute. And the goal into the hydration break means we come out of it with a new game, level 1-1. North Texas yet to play a game this season at home that has not come down to the wire. A 2-1 win against Forward Madison that saw Madison have a couple of chances late. A 2-2 draw against Chattanooga that saw North Texas score after the 80th. But just 20 seconds later, they conceded to Chattanooga for the 2-2 draw. And then fireworks against New England, a 3-3 game. It was New England who took the lead after the 70th, before Alex Bruce got his first North Texas goal. 90+1 for the tie. We'll have another wild walk to the finish. A dozen minutes remaining in regulation. Tied up again. Smith gets an elbow into the back of Villader. Good time to remind you as well that a lot of yellow cards out there on the field as these teams look to stay at 10 men each and not risk going down to 9 men. 8 total cards tonight. Alison and Che both have one right now on the field for North Texas. Vanacore, Decker, Skierce, and Zoza, the 3 for Omaha. Oscar Romero was the 8th man, but he has since been subbed out for North Texas. And then, of course, the 2 Reds, as we've highlighted a few times now, for Damas and Nuhu. Waldeck chips forward. Bruce running onto it. Has to get past 2 defenders. Lays it off. Has some help. On the right foot. Shot! North Texas back on top. It's Jabron Rayo. Game not tied for long. The SNHU goal scored by Jabron Rayo runs over to the bench to celebrate, and it gives North Texas a late 2-1 lead. Beautiful ball into Alex Bruce. Didn't force the issue, waited for the help, found the help. Couple of touches from Rayo, had Howard going the wrong way. Easy finish on the Advocare replay. Now with hats and masks on, we can't make out who he ran to on the sideline, but it looked like he had someone very specific to run to there on the sideline to celebrate that goal. Either way, whoever it was, everybody elated for North Texas as they respond as the reigning champions and go back up 2-1. Talk about all the youth in this side for North Texas. The 18-year-old Rayo FC Dallas Academy product gets the goal, signed his pro contract this past January, appeared in 12 League One matches last year on an academy deal. Did score 1 goal last year, now has a goal this year. Represented Mexico at the U16 level and the United States at the U18 level. And right now representing North Texas with a goal that puts them back on top. After trailing for 74 minutes, Omaha had a couple more minutes tied, and now trailing again. Just as I was finishing saying before, how home games have been roller coasters at the end for North Texas. How many more twisted turns in store here? 3 jerseys around Vanacore Decker. He still somehow comes around end line, taken down by Che. Already a yellow card on Che's docket. Will Brendan Gardner go to the pocket here? For now, it looks like he's not. Just reaching for the spray to mark the free kick. And just as he puts it down, Vanacore Decker gets it away. We saw the delivery from Vanacore Decker on the corner in the 75th. That tied it up. This one essentially a short corner. Here it comes, sent in, hard and low, but dealt with by North Texas. Volley by Zoza, ambitious, and only gets the back wall. Zamudio in no hurry. In a game that has seen 8 bookings, and from what we just saw from Zamudio, might we see a booking at some point for time wasting, just going along with the theme of names upon names going into Brendan Gardner's book tonight. Jake Kroll working on Che. Vanacore Decker beats Roberts, slide in by Roberts, and he's able to keep it in. Maybe spring something now for North Texas as they look for some insurance, but a touch too heavy by Smith. And J.P. Skierce, the goal scorer for Omaha, turns it back the other way. Vanacore Decker, Ali Sohn. He has been a rock at the back for North Texas tonight. Contreras comes through, finds Kroll. Flag stays down, sends the ball in. Contreras can't get a good head to it. Tries to take it down. Shot from Vanacore Decker. He caught Zamudio wrong-footed, and it's tied again. The assist the first time, the goal this time for Ethan Vanacore Decker. Taken down by Contreras, and Zamudio was just going the wrong way. Off balance, can't get to it on the Advocare replay. And Vanacore Decker hurt after that one, on the ground now. But damage done, 2-2. It takes teams who have lost a lot in the past to develop a disdain for losing. Well, this Omaha team has not yet lost in USL League One, and they refuse to lose. They're 2-0-2, down 1-0, tied. Down 2-1, tied. And now with 5 minutes to go in regulation, a chance to still keep a goose egg in the loss column. But if we've learned anything from North Texas home matches, there's a lot still to happen in this one as Smith can't curl this one towards the back post. Until the final whistle is blown here, you cannot assume anything. Globe Life Park has been an adventure, to say the least, every time North Texas has been home this year. They defended their home field so well last year, but just this year they haven't been able to see games over the finish line ever since July 25th, a 2-1 win against Madison. That in and of itself was dicey in the final moments. A couple of more substitutions coming for Omaha as Howard boots this one. Devin Boyce checking in. Be told he'll be coming in for Ethan Vanacore Decker, and the other substitution you see there is Luke Hausworth for Dami Viader. So Vanacore Decker has left his mark on this one. Assist, goal, and a yellow card. Substitutions brought to you by Texas Health Sports Medicine. Second time this year Omaha has managed to get multiple goals in a game. Boyce's first touch on the ball, pokes it out for a throw. This game was deemed a must-win for North Texas by Eric Quill. You imagine a draw at this stage would feel like a loss almost, as Roberts somehow gets through 3 white jerseys but can't get past the 4th. This is home game number 4 for North Texas. And if this result holds, it means they only took a possible 6 out of 12 points. And they have 4 out of 5 on the road coming up. So given the opponent tonight, Omaha, who sits in 3rd, given the upcoming schedule, given the fact that they've already had now a few home matches, that all factored into why Quill called this a must-win at this early stage of the season still. Though we are past the quarter mark in this truncated 16-game version of the season. But in the 88th, a chance here on the free kick. Cerrillo, we haven't called his name much in the second half. He will service. Sent in towards the penalty spot. Headed away, and now bicycle kicked away by Elma Enfor. We saw him score a goal like that last year for Lansing Ignite, but this time does the same thing to clear. Rayo scored to make it 2-1 North Texas. That was in the 79th. 5 minutes later, Vanacore Decker makes it 2-2. Now also keep in the back of your mind that we probably have a hefty stoppage time in store. After that long sequence with the red cards, all the subs we've seen, the goals we've seen, all 5 subs utilized by Union Omaha. So far, still just the 1 for North Texas. Being told right now we're looking at 6 minutes of stoppage time. Long ball looking for Rayo. Run towards the end line, taken down by Oni, and then he slams the ball off the advertisement board. Not a big fan of FC Dallas, I suppose. Another look at that one on the Advocare replay. And given the night we've seen with all the yellow cards out of the pocket of Brandon Gardner, a little surprised that he didn't pull it out there for the foul or for the kicking of the ball off the end boards in frustration afterwards. So Ani escapes without the card, just a talking to. And a chance again for Cerrillo to get a ball in here. Short corner, whips it towards goal, back post. He was looking for the goal all himself. But it's wide, and the clock hits 90 into the Advocare stoppage time. 6 minutes. Substitution coming first, though, for North Texas. Jabron Rayo scored that second goal for North Texas Soccer Club. He will come out, and David Rodriguez will enter the match. The 18-year-old, younger brother of last year's League One MVP, Arturo Rodriguez. Substitution brought to you by Texas Health Sports Medicine. And again, we are into the Advocare stoppage time, officially 6 minutes. And with 6 minutes up on the board, it's almost just like we are asking for one more wild thing at least to happen here at Globe Life Park, as we've seen the wild finishes in North Texas's home matches this year. Again, just a reminder, as we do play these final now 5 minutes with 1 minute of stoppage time already gone, both teams playing with 10 men from those red cards in the 51st minute. Ronaldo Damas for North Texas, they will miss him greatly in the next match. And Rashid Nuhu as well for Omaha. He has started and played every single minute for Omaha before the red card. A team that has still not lost in the club's young history. Another substitution coming at the next stoppage for North Texas. The man on the ball, Cerrillo, being told is the man who will give way for Philip Ponder. But now a long ball into space. Rodriguez has help in the form of Bruce, now out wide to Waldeck. Haven't called his name a lot in this second half. Sends in a ball now across to Che. On his right foot, thought about going for goal, blocked by Jake Kroll. Shielded off there by the seats. That ball actually curled out for a corner kick, not for a throw. So corner incoming. Sponder comes in for Cerrillo. Thomas Roberts stands over it. Michelob Ultra corner kick. Sent in by Roberts towards goal and caught confidently by Howard. Foul called here against N4. Hausworth taken down by Rodriguez. Roberts boots the ball away. Another yellow card. Make that 9 total cards. Foul from Rodriguez on the Advocare replay, and then Roberts sends that one half the length of the field. Smith shields well. Now goes on a run down the wing. The fresh legs of Hausworth beat him to the ball, but caught the body as well. This will set up a free kick now for North Texas with 2 minutes left of stoppage time from an angle at which they can whip in a dangerous ball. This would be a good spot for Roberts on that left foot of his to send in an in-swinger towards goal, put it in that no man's land, that keeper's dread deliveries. An in-swinging ball towards the top of the 6-yard box, one of the toughest to deal with. That's what Roberts tries, but it's headed away before he could get towards the top of the 6. Not enough loft on that. Chance to break the other way for Omaha. It's Boyce. Has N4 with him on the right. Hausworth on the left. Gets it to N4. In the box. Across towards Hausworth. Flicked with the back heel by Rodriguez. That would have been something if Omaha could have stolen this one at the death. Still a chance to, though. N4, back post waiting for it. Waldeck gets there first. Roberts tries to flick forward. Ruling is off the hand of Skeers. He said it was the hip. Doesn't matter. Whistle already blown. And North Texas asking for a ball to get this going quickly and try to get a goal for themselves. Breck Evans calling for it. Gets it from Zamudio. Seconds left of the initially awarded 6. Haven't been really any lengthy stoppages during stoppage time. Don't know that Brandon Gardner will add anything additional. So maybe one last chance to go forward here for Omaha. Mims gets one word in the ear of Hausworth. Still possession for the Owls. We've reached the 6 minutes of stoppage time. N4, Che on his back, gets it to Boyce. Has a runner with him, Zoza takes a shot, blocked by Rodriguez again. Long distance try into about the 15th row from Skeers from distance. Glance at the watch from Gardner. That's it. Full time here in Arlington. Union Omaha remains undefeated. North Texas still cannot find that elusive victory as Jay Mims and Eric Quill greet each other. This team, the reigning champions, North Texas, they have not won now since July 25th. This game was called a must-win by that man, Eric Quill, and they come up with just the 1 point. It's got to feel like a loss, especially the way it happened as well. Had leads at 1-0 and 2-1. Conceded late. Our Globe Life man of the match, Edwin Cerrillo. His rocket in the 2nd minute opened the scoring, but a lead that North Texas could not hold on to. 2-2 the final. Cerrillo, the reinforcement from FC Dallas, left his mark on the match as the Globe Life man of the match. But a resilient Omaha side ties it at 2-2. We'll be back in a few moments with your wrap-up show.
Think all sports recovery drinks deliver the same hydration? Think again. It's time to make the switch to the low-calorie option that replenishes, with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids to promote optimal hydration and recovery, and a 1-to-1 ratio of sodium to potassium that works to reestablish your electrolyte balance. Plus sequential carbohydrates to provide your body with the fuel it needs to recover from intense exercise. Just add water. That's Advocare Rehydrate. Rethink what you drink.
Hey, Billy, is that your dad's new Camry?
I dig the panoramic moonroof.
And how's the V6?
And the Android Auto.
Yes, Billy. How are they?
Grab everyone's attention in the 2020 Camry. Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Camry. Hurry in today.
Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Coverage continues here from Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas, where North Texas Soccer Club and Union Omaha drew 2-2. Joe Malfa still here with you. We take a look now at the save of the match. It was Zamudio early in the first half. The chase save of the match flicked on by Mare. Acrobatic, reflexive save by Zamudio to preserve the lead at the time for North Texas. We take now a look at the Advocare full-time highlights. A game that ended 2-2. It started with a bang early on. The goal from Edwin Cerrillo after the header to clear from the back line of Union Omaha. He just pulls up, picks out the top corner, enters that in the mix for USL League One Goal of the Week. Again, his first appearance for the side this season. Comes down from the MLS FC Dallas side where he made 11 starts last year and immediately leaves his mark on this side. Then in the 75th, it's JP Skiers rising to meet that one and level things at 1 right into the hydration break. This game had more twists and turns. A couple minutes after the hydration break, 79th minute, Alex Bruce does well. Buys his time, picks out his helper in Rayo. He beats the replacement Howard after we saw 2 red cards, one for Ronaldo Damas, one for Rashid Nuhu. So the backup keeper in, beaten by Rayo to give North Texas a 2-1 lead. Goes immediately over to celebrate with an elated bench. They thought that might have been it, a 2-1 victory. Not in the cards. Ball sent in by Kroll. After the defenders thought it was just going to be called offsides. They waited and waited, and then finally Contreras takes it down. Vanacore Decker the volley. Not much on it, but he has Zamudio wrong-footed. Found the back of the net. 2-2 draw in the end between Union Omaha and North Texas Soccer Club. A point each. In a game that was deemed a must-win by Eric Quill for North Texas. Look the full-time stats presented to you by Chase. The 2-2 tie. Omaha outshot North Texas. So North Texas Soccer Club, as always, seemingly with the possession. Plenty of cards in this one. Busy night for referee Brendan Gardner. But again, in the end, just a 2-2 draw here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Take a look at the updated standings after this one. Omaha breaks from the pack of the 3 teams coming in that had 8 points, now with 9, just a point back of the Richmond Kickers. And North Texas, the reigning champs, down in 8th place with 6 points. They have some catching up to do, and they have 4 of their next 5 on the road. It was a wild night here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Back and forth they went. 2-2 they finished. And a long way still to go in this USL League One season. This ends a very busy Week 6, 8 matches in all. We thank you for joining us here on ESPN+. For the rest of my crew, I'm Joe Malfa signing off from Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Come back for another full week of USL League One action next week on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.